Hey y'all, back with another one. Hope everything been alright for y'all. God bless, of course. And most importantly, today we're gonna go over things to know about the Bible. Alright? So, one of the top things I would like people to know about the Bible is keep in mind that the Bible was used to weaponize and to control the masses, alright? Now, what are you talking about? Okay? That was the main initial purpose of the big grand churches to give to the people when they did not know of the Bible. All right. I'm in America. We descended from the Europeans, got our freedom and everything and such like that. All right. So that's what I mean by that. Before the Bible was introduced to actual Europe and everything and so such and so forth, it was used as a tool. All right. So that's why you may hear a couple people throw in things such as it's not meant for this such people, not meant for that. But the actual use or the purpose of it was to keep people in line, to keep people in a certain type of order. Okay? Because of the grand a grand power known as belief. When people believe in something, they galvanize, they get behind it, and then that allows them to move a certain way. And that's a big thing I'm going to get into later on is the understanding of God. All right. Major thing of that is order. God, one of his biggest things is order, how things should go, how things should go behind him and everything else like that. And belief is a major faction of that. All right. So back to what I was saying, and a major about to back up uh, the Bible being used to control the masses. Okay. When Europe was first discovered, when they first were introduced to the Bible, it was some travelers, and then, if I'm not mistaken, it was likely somewhere in Africa or something like that. But they had a problem back at home because there was a lot of mischievous acts going on, people moving how they chose to, not really following the laws, such and such, so forth. Wasn't very organized or civilized, as you might say. It was civilized to a certain extent, okay? But people were moving how they wanted and everything else like that. So what happens was they went to a country or a land, and it was ran by a king. And the major thing about it that they were so shocked that it was so many people there. Okay, it's a huge number of people, and the main thing is everybody was civilized. Although it was so much people going on, a whole bunch of things going on, everybody was structured, and they didn't have. They just moved. They're purposeful and orderly. Okay. And a lot of the stuff I'm saying is something for you to go do your own research on, go back, follow up. I would likely say the discovery of the Bible and everything else like that, and you'll likely run into it. All right, it's like a it's like a wormhole that you open up, then you just dive in and you start finding a whole bunch of different things that coincide all together. All right, and my main thing is if you do so, go into that wormhole, just have God guide you and yeah, just let him be a captain of your ship, and you'll likely find everything that you're looking for, as wild as it may seem. Okay, so what happens was they came to that land, and then the biggest thing was they wanted to talk to the king, and the purpose was to talk to the king was to understand and to figure out why and how do they have so much order and so much civilized people going on here, even though they have such a grand number. How are these people moving so well, getting along, and all that jazz? All right. And the major thing was the king had told him because of God and the Bible. Alrighty, the God and the Bible, which had led them. All right. So through that, they ended up picking up the Bible and then using it for their own purpose. Okay. And of course, you know the power of the Bible, which leads to God, the Most High, the Grand Creator, and you're destined for life, and the backstory and your history and all the proof that coincides inside the Bible. All right. So the major thing was once they acquired the Bible, in which they switched it to their language and all that stuff to preach to the masses, one of the major thing was is they took out certain books of the Bible. All right, took out certain books of the Bible to lead it in a certain type of way for them, so they wouldn't be questioned and all this other stuff, questioned on things that they couldn't explain, because it's not like they stood there and learned so much and so forth about the Bible and the way to lead. They had their own agenda behind it, okay? So that was a major note of what they were doing to back up their purpose or to back up their intention, okay? And this leads us to a major note as well, is the separation of the Bible books, all right? So there's 88 initial books inside the Bible that I know of, all right? And then, of course, you know, now that it was broken down to so many, but one of the grand books that were taken out of the Bible was the book of Enoch, the book of Adam and Eve, and there was many more, but the book of Enoch is a very grand one, helps piece off certain factions of, maybe say space, maybe say um, the certain things with good and evil and the battle that goes on today that inside the Bible doesn't explain or explains very briefly. All right, it's a very, very knowledgeable book. I highly advise you to check it out. All right, and another book I had discovered is Book of Adam and Eve. It's a very interesting book because it leads to all the many temptations. It gives you a more in-depth view of the first couple of days on the earth, the many temptations that follow that the devil had tried to implant inside Adam and Eve, and a lot of things that happen, such as I think it explains about the first couple of kids, and then what was going on inside the earth as well, because of course Cain left and then he started his own type of nation, more or less, and then Adam and Eve and then his in their lineage stayed upon a mountain to separate and divide each other. All right, and then you start to get pieced off about what happened in the transition of that too, which is very interesting, and how those people certainly behave too. That will also might lead you to the note of Noah's Ark and everything else like that, which you have to keep in mind. And in those days, I like to say that there ain't no TV. Ain't no TV, and it wasn't the Bible as well. So that belief and everything else had to been compounded and founded and really had to be entrusted inside you. All right. And if you didn't have that and stuff, it was very super unorderly, people moving how they wanted to, doing as they wanted to. Sin was very high inside that time. All right. That's what you really have to keep in mind in those early days. All right. So the major thing was with the Bible being used as a tool of power to control the masses in the hands of these people with bad intentions. All right. So it wasn't like they were trying to control the people for a good purpose, to lead them to God, to lead them to a better life now and in the future to come. They're using it solely to keep people in line, keep people in check. All right. So they can keep on doing what they intended to do. All right. Good, bad, evil, indifferent. All right. Likely bad and indifferent. Okay. And a major note is, guys, what leads you all to this is, well, a big question is, I would like y'all to look up what are the 88 books, you know, help you dive in deeper. If you're already into the Bible, helps you open more alleyways and understanding far as, like I said in the previous video, I like to look at the Bible as a history book upon, you know, the history of mankind, the history of the earth. Alrighty. So it helps you get a little bit more history lessons, all right? And then, as well as that, understanding where the book originated from, because there's a lot of different books of the Bible that are translated and they come from, you know, different lands and stuff around the world, because it was spread worldwide due to, and it was said inside the Bible too that it would be spread worldwide to give people, you know, the chance to get to know God and the chance of that better life in the future as well. Alrighty. So guys, just to wrap everything up, like I said, the original Bible comes from Ethiopia, which is a place in Africa. All right, so it's of Ethiopian descent, and you can look that up as well. Alrighty, I'm just gonna wrap it up, guys. On to the next video. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Biggest words of encouragement and advice is let God lead your ship. Let him be the captain of your life, you know, any guidance, things that you would like to better happen inside your life, things that you're going through and stuff like that, let God bear those on his shoulders, all right? Don't bear it on your shoulders so much, okay? Because I know it's a lot of things people go through, people have gotten over and everything else like that. And the major thing is, like, you ought to look at the grand creator as a great 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 grandfather, you know, and he's waiting to hear from you. He's always been looking out for you, continue to look out for you. So just keep all that in mind, and even if you don't have so much to say, just talk to him, maybe check on him, check on him, you know? Even if things going good with you, check on him, let him be the captain of your ship, and just check on your grandfather, because he's probably waiting to hear from you. I know he's waiting to hear from you. All right, you guys, have a blessed day. More power to you. Keep on rocking. Peace.